It is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I am up on the Crafty Maven today with a Sketch It. Of course, it's a Sketch It because I am doing 30 Days of Sketches with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life and Christina from Redefine Creative. So this is the sketch that I am using. Now, I am going to mix it up a little bit. So this sketch is from Sketchabilities, and I think it's from Karen Garber. And I love it. I love all the mixed media. Like, this is like a super fun mixed media layout. And honestly, I struggle with mixed media. I try to do a little bit. My best friend Amber does it phenomenal, and I struggle. So I think that's why I pin a lot of these sketches, because it kind of tells you where the mixed media goes and what you need to do with it. So I am starting with these 3 photos, just like in the sketch, but mine are much smaller because I didn't have 3 photos that were not like 4x6, and I thought it would just be too hard to do the sketch. So this was from a film strip, and I just cut the pictures apart, and I'm going to put them on 3 separate tags. And this is ephemera from the Sunny Days collection from Maggie Holmes. And I am going to just punch holes in these tags. So these were actually from a cut apart sheet. They were not from the ephemera. The middle is from the ephemera. And then I think with this kit, I think I got this kit from Christina from Redefine Creative and the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. And I think this trim came with it. So it was kind of sitting on my desk, and I decided instead of like twine or whatever, I'm going to use this. So I figured that worked pretty well. And I don't have any of the clips, so that wasn't going to work. So now that I have cut my photos apart, they are so tiny, which is okay. But I felt like I needed to make them a little more substantial. So I'm going to back them with this ephemera piece that says Sunny and Bright. And I do end up using pretty much all of it. So I've cut the Sunny and Bright out, and I'm going to use that kind of as another banner per se. But then it felt like it was just covering up too much of the tag. So I do trim them down a little bit. I'm going to trim both of them. And the middle one, I am using an ephemera piece that says Happy Life. And so I'm not going to back that one. I am just going to kind of figure out which word I'm going to use. Do I want life to show? Do I want happy to show? So I probably would have picked happy over life, except for then my photo was too far on top of that ephemera piece, and you really couldn't see the beautiful floral that is on that piece on the top. So it didn't quite make sense to me. Now I have 3 of these charms left from the collection, and they are going to make it on this layout, which I am super excited about. The background paper is actually from Carousel, and I really only wanted the Love This, and I could have covered up the day or cut it off and then used it like separately and back the Love This with a different pattern of paper, but I decided to use it as is. And I'll kind of show you why. I felt like if I used a different pattern paper, I really would have lost my photos. So in this particular layout, the background is very black and white and subtle, just like in the sketch. And I loved that I could draw inspiration from the mood board for the Crafty Maven with that gather that's in that black and white. I thought that was perfect. And I'm kind of pulling the color from the mood board as well with the, I guess it's kind kind of a minty greenish blue color. And so I have that in some of the ephemera down here, but I'm also going to bring it in the mixed media. So now that I kind of have that kind of how I like it, I am going to add the rest. Okay, well, not quite yet, but I am going to add the rest of these clear stickers, and they just say summer and sunshine and summertime and then ready for takeoff. They're just fun pictures from a photo booth. It was in the summer. We weren't really taking off anywhere, but it's okay. So the shimmers I'm going to use is Meant to Be, and then I'm going to use some Heidi Swap Color Shine in Blush. Now, a lot of the times when I do the packaging technique, I add a little bit of water. Well, I didn't actually have water in my shed, and I didn't want to go inside because it was totally pouring outside. So I literally put my little container out there and like sopped it up from the mat right in front of my shed, which is terrible and super lazy, but it works and it's clean. It's rainwater. So I really wanted to make those drips in the sketch, and I will tell you right now, this is not the way to do it. Don't do it like me. It obviously doesn't work. I thought if I could put some shimmers on and then add some water to it, it would just run. Well, it just made a mess, and then I was trying to clean up my mess, and I like stretched out my last drop there. I'm like, oh, I got to cover that up. And then there is that kind of messy circle up there in the top, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to use the spray bottle. And I'm like, why am I circling the H? This makes no sense. And the splatters, I'm like, this is crazy, totally crazy. But I let it dry. Well, I kind of let it dry. I was hanging out with Amber and I was so lazy. This is like the laziest layout ever. I didn't want to go inside and get water, and I didn't even want to get my heat tool out to dry it. So I had a little heater next to me, and I'm like holding it up to the heater, talking to Amber, like, it's not drying. It's taking forever. She's like, don't you have a heat tool? I'm like, I know, but then I have to get it out and plug it in on the other side. Like, I was super lazy, super, super lazy. So it finally does semi-dry. I do glue it down with some Scotch Quick Dry, and then I felt like it needed something up in the corner. I just couldn't let it be. So this is from the 6x8 pad, these little cameras, and it's so cute. Now, I really have been hoarding this paper for the backside, so it just about killed me, but I really like how this turned out. It's not me at all, but I think it's pretty. And it's minimalistic, and I don't do minimalistic, and there was a whole conversation in the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. So I don't know if I could say this is minimalistic or not, but to me, this is minimalistic. There's hardly anything on here, and I can't get anything else on here. I try these little cork hearts. I do add this little tiny strip of paper down here as well as the Let's Take Off little clear sticker, and that's it, guys. Like, that's all I've done. So I hope this inspires you to, number one, get out of your comfort zone. Number two, use a sketch or a mood board from the Crafty Maven. Head over to the Facebook group where there's tons and tons of inspiration, as well as stay tuned to the YouTube channel because we post here almost every day. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I would love to hear what you think about this layout because it's a little different. So remember to wear your crown. Bye.